Otto, I suppose $1 million question, mate. How did Roy Sloane go today in training? Did he get through it? Or?
Yeah, he looked great today. He's in a concussion protocol, so but he's doing everything he can to play. That'll be a doctor's decision. We've still got training tomorrow, so he's still got to get through training, and then I'm sure he'll do another concussion test, and that's in the doctor's hands, but he's putting his hand up definitely.
When you say concussion protocol, does that mean that he did full training today, or did he do part of today's training session?
Yeah, he did full training today, but the concussion protocol, you've got to do some tests. They're done in the pre-season, you get a baseline, so he'll do that again tomorrow and see where he's at, and if he passes that, I'm sure it's a doctor's choice, so we'll leave it up to the docs.
So you do the test when you're not obviously concussed, and then they compare them to when you do. Is that how it works?
Yeah, so it's pretty stock standard. Every club will do the same. Every player does the same, and then so they can see how you're going. But like I said, that's the doctor's area, what they do, and it'll be the doctor's final call.
Is there a danger there, Andy? Is there a danger there? Have you ever been concussed? Like, I'm just trying to figure out, is there a danger in being able to pass the test? And I mean, the rigours of AFL football and assessing a bloke coming at you, I mean, they're two different things. Is there a danger of players being able to pass the test but still not being right?
Oh, look, everyone's different with concussion. We've seen that over the years with different players. Rory's no different. He's not going to put himself in jeopardy, I'm sure, and neither is the club. So we're going to be smart about it. He's going to be smart about it. But if he's right, he's right, and if he's not, he won't play. It's as simple as that, I reckon.
How tough is it with him though? Because you know that he's going to go out there and say, "Oh, I'm ready to go. I'm ready." Even after he did, he was ready to go back on and play. But is it tough to listen to the docs?
No, it's their final call, to be honest, a lot of the time. On the weekend, I think the stretcher was out, so he had to come off, so he had no choice, really, but the docs wouldn't have let him go back on anyway. But yeah, it's a doctor's call. It's their field, their medical expertise, so we leave it in their hands in this kind of decision.
And Jake Lever, do you have an update on him for us?
Yeah, so he did a bit of work outside the main group today. We've still got a training session tomorrow, so we'll see where he's at there.
It was a pretty testing game, wasn't it? And he pulled up okay as a team?
Yeah, it was definitely a tough game up in Darwin. It's the first time we played up there for premiership points. But it was a great experience. We had a really good team win. And we've come back 6-day break, but Geelong are on a 6-day break as well, so they're no different. We're really looking forward to Friday night, first, second at our home deck. Can't wait for all our fans to get there and get a really good atmosphere going.
What's the main thing that you learned from the last time? Have you looked much at that game?
Yeah, of course we have. We review and analyse every game we play. Geelong got us in a few areas that it's disappointing when you know the way they're going to play and we let them. So, but for us, it's all about the contest, and it starts there for us in the way we play. So we were poor in the contest that game, and we're going to make sure that's one of our strengths going into this week. And I think it's been our strength over the last few weeks, really, with a few of the boys really getting going in there.
Have you had to do anything different in training this week to prepare for that then, to try to increase that intensity of the contest?
No more than anyone we play. You come up with different teams with different game styles, and you might change one or two training drills depending on who you play that week. But we had a pretty normal training session today with a few drills, like I said, that we expect the way Geelong play. But we've got to concentrate on us and our own game. And like I said, that's our contested ball, which we train every session, no matter what. And then our ball movement from there comes from our pressure and our ability to win the contest.
What about mentally, Otto? I mean, for you personally, this is probably the biggest game you've played in 5 years since that prelim final in terms of what it means. Do players get talked about? Because it feels like, you have to get talked about something as big as this, wouldn't you?
Oh, you feel it. It's a Friday night game. Everyone loves playing on the big stage, and it is first, second. So, it's going to be a high quality game that, every player wants to play well in, and us as players really look forward to standing up in these big games. And, I'm no different. I'm really excited this weekend to be able to play and perform and get us the win.
Well, what can the coaches do in terms of preparing you for this?
Oh, it's $1 million question. You don't hype it up too much early in the week, or else you drain a lot of energy. So we'll prepare normally. Once you get there on a Friday, it's pretty packed early on a Friday when everyone comes from work, and our club and our ground at Adelaide Oval always has a really good atmosphere with our great fans. So we'll build off that energy from our fans, and you start feeling that around the warm-up, and then build up into the game. And then once the ball goes up, it's like any game. You want to win. You want to give your all, and you want to win the way we know how to play. So that's no different, I guess.
Oh no, just closing off the injuries. Wayne Miller, did he train today?
He was away from the main group as well. I think he had that calf last week, so that still going a little bit. But yeah, not too sure, to be honest.
If Jakey doesn't get up, how do you shuffle around your back line, do you think?
Yeah, it's a good question. We've got some players in the sample. Tommy Duday's name's come up a lot of times. Alex Keith is another tall option we could go with. He's been in ripping form in the SNFL, and then he can maybe do a bit of a shuffle, bring in a Seedsman and shuffle everyone around, or a Gallucci kind of thing. So we've got some options there, definitely, with some good players in some good SANFL form, so it's pleasing for our group.
Seed's good to go.
Sorry?
Seed's good to go. I mean, how good would it be to see him back, as we haven't seen him for this season?
Oh yeah. He's played I think 3 or 4 now in the SANFL, and he's been building every week, and he's got some great attributes with his speed and running, carrying, and long kicking ability. So I'm sure he'd be one of the options the coaching staff will be looking at.
You yourself, you've given the coaching staff plenty of options. What have you made of your own season?
Yeah, it's been good so far, been consistent, which I've really liked, and been able to play multiple roles. I'm happy being on the ground anywhere, so when the coach comes and says, forward ruck this week, I'm wrapped with that, and as long as I bring my effort, energy, and my competition and competing, I think I can match up anywhere on the field. So it's been good to have that flexibility this year, and it's been something I've been pretty happy with.
What message did they give you when you got dropped?
Yeah, that was my own, put my hand up, and my performance probably dropped a little bit. So I was frustrated that I made the decision for the coaches pretty easy. So that was a bit of my fault. But now I've been back in for a couple of weeks and really enjoying being back playing.
Oh, you mentioned Alex Keith. Are you aware? He's still rookie listed though? Is there a chance that? Are you aware that is there a chance of him getting promoted to the senior list?
Yeah, he's a Cat B rookie, but that's all behind the scenes work that can be released at any time today, tomorrow, or even Friday, I think. So I'm sure if that happens, that'll be you'll be made aware straight away. Don't worry about that.
With the game earlier on in I think it was round 8 or round 11 down at Geelong, they did really well with the Cats at closing off the centre corridor and forcing you guys to go wide. What sort of things have you guys been working on to make sure it doesn't happen again?
We just can't be easy to play against. We thought we were a bit safe with our ball movement last time against Geelong and kind of did what they wanted. So, we've been working on the last few weeks, off our intercept plays, really getting the ball moving, getting the ball into Smithy and Lairdy's hands, and, being able to run and carry and break some lines and, play a bit more bravely and a bit more risk. And I think last few weeks we've been able to do that, and all of a sudden, Tex, JJ and Gov and Lynch in the forwards have really reaped the benefits of that.
What about favouritism?
Last couple of guys.
Sort of $2.55 to $1.40 if you're going to gamble responsibly, but how does the favouritism tag sit with you?
I haven't even looked, to be honest. I wouldn't even know who's favourite, but it's our home deck, so I'm sure we've probably got the edge. But it's 1 versus 2, so it's you've seen all year how close this comp is. Geelong have won I think 4 games by under a goal the last 6 weeks, so we're expecting a tough, close game, and we want to come out on top in the end.
And free agency at the end of the year, where do you sit?
Yeah, I'm an unrestricted free agent, I think, but I'd love to stay here. I've been here for 10 years, and I'd really love to be a one-club player. But I'm sure that stuff will get worked out later on, and you got to do what's best for you, and also, but I'm sure that stuff will get worked out towards the end of the year.
Have there been talks between your management and the club?
Yeah, I think so. This is starting off at the moment, so early stages.
What do you do if Patrick Dangerfield goes deep again and plays as a forward, an old school forward in the goal square?
Yeah, we'll stick with our system. We've got some players down there. Jake Kelly's did the job in Stringer, and he's just an animal to play with. And if we bring in one of these newer players, whether it be Duday or Keith, I'm sure they'd do the job as well. And I'm an option as well. So we do have options down there, but we'll stick with our system the way we've been playing all year, and shuffle around from there. But he's just another player that we'll have to worry about in a very good Geelong side.
You play your best footy down back. Where is your best footy?
Yeah, who knows? Just depends on the day. I've trained down back probably mostly, so we'll probably stay down there at the moment because I'm playing there.